Elon Musk is in the news every day for one reason or another. Whether he's sending astronauts to the space station, manipulating the cryptocurrency markets with his tweets, or creating the fastest production car on Earth that also happens to be electric, there is no doubt everyone has heard of him. Musk is also making headlines for other projects as well, in particularly his Starbase city in Texas. In this video, we'll take a look inside Starbase, Elon Musk's very own city. Before we start the video, please take a few seconds and smash that subscribe button, give us a like, and tickle that bell icon. It's only a few seconds of your time in exchange for a lifetime of our gratitude. The origins of SpaceX. Space Exploration Technologies Corporation, or SpaceX, is an American aerospace company founded in 2002 that helped usher in the era of commercial spaceflight. It was the first private company to successfully launch and return spacecraft from Earth orbit and the first to launch a crewed spacecraft and dock it with the International Space Station, or the ISS. Headquarters are in Hawthorne, California. SpaceX was formed by entrepreneur Elon Musk in the hopes of revolutionizing the aerospace industry and making affordable spaceflight a reality. The company entered the arena with a Falcon 1 rocket, a two-stage liquid-fueled craft designed to send small satellites into orbit. Falcon 1 launch. The Falcon 1 was vastly cheaper to build and operate than its competitors, a field largely populated by spacecraft built by publicly owned and government-funded companies such as Lockheed Martin and Boeing. Part of the rocket's cost-effectiveness was made possible by the SpaceX-developed Merlin engine, a cheaper alternative to those used by other companies. SpaceX also focused on making reusable rockets to bring launch costs down, as traditional rockets can only be used once. In March 2006, SpaceX made its first Falcon 1 launch, which began successfully but ended prematurely because of a fuel leak and fire. By this time, however, the company had already earned millions of dollars in launching orders, many of them from the US government. SpaceX was a winner of a NASA competition for funds to build and demonstrate spacecraft that could potentially service the ISS after the decommissioning of the Space Shuttle. Falcon 1 launches that failed to attain Earth orbit followed in March 2007 and August 2008. But in September 2008, SpaceX became the first privately owned company to send a liquid-fueled rocket into orbit. 3 months later, it won a NASA contract for servicing the ISS that was worth more than $1 billion. Falcon 9. In 2010, SpaceX first launched its Falcon 9, a bigger craft so named for its use of 9 engines, and the following year, it broke ground on a launch site for the Falcon Heavy, a craft the company hoped would be the first to break the $1,000 per pound to orbit cost barrier, and that might one day be used to transport astronauts into deep space. In December 2010, the company reached another milestone, becoming the first commercial company to release a spacecraft, the Dragon capsule, into orbit and successfully return it to Earth. Dragon again made history on May 25, 2012, when it became the first commercial spacecraft to dock with the ISS, to which it successfully delivered cargo. In August that year, SpaceX announced that it had won a contract from NASA to develop a successor to the Space Shuttle that would transport astronauts into space. The Falcon 9 was designed so that its first stage could be reused. In 2015, a Falcon 9 first stage successfully returned to Earth near its launch site. Beginning in 2016, SpaceX also began using drone ships for rocket stage landings. A rocket stage that had returned to Earth was successfully reused in a 2017 launch. That same year, a Dragon capsule was reused on a flight to the ISS. The Falcon Heavy rocket had its first test flight in 2018. 2 of the 3 first stages landed successfully. The third hit the water near the drone ship. That Falcon Heavy didn't carry a satellite, but instead placed into orbit around the sun a Tesla Roadster with a mannequin and a spacesuit buckled into the driver's seat. The first crewed flight of a Dragon capsule to the ISS launched on May 30, 2020, with astronauts Doug Hurley and Robert Behnken. SpaceX also announced the successor to the Falcon 9 and the Falcon Heavy, the Super Heavy Starship system, originally called the BFR, or Big Falcon rocket. The Super Heavy first stage would be capable of lifting 100,000 kilos or 220,000 pounds to low Earth orbit. The payload would be the Starship, a spacecraft designed for several purposes, including providing fast transportation between cities on Earth and building bases on the Moon and Mars. SpaceX planned to use the Starship for a flight around the Moon carrying Japanese businessman Maezawa Yusaku and several artists in 2023 and to launch settlers to Mars in the mid-2020s. The Space Race Competition. With SpaceX growing, Musk needed to find a place where he could develop his rocket technology away from the prying eyes of competitors such as Jeff Bezos and Richard Branson. That is when Elon found the tiny town of Boca Chica, Texas, right on the Gulf of Mexico, and a stone's throw away from the Mexico border. With a population of 26 and being in an ideal location, Musk moved in and started building what will possibly be the world's first commercial spaceport. Whether residents like it or not, Boca Chica belongs to Elon now. Musk has even unofficially changed the name of the town when he tweeted creating the city of Starbase, Texas, from thence to Mars and hence the stars. Town officials did gently remind the billionaire that he had to ask for permission before changing the name, but added they would be okay with it if official channels were taken to pursue the name change. Now, the sprawling complex at SpaceX Boca Chica looks more like a city than anything else, and to a local community that mostly lives at or below the poverty line, that is a good thing. SpaceX plans to expand its facilities and launch rockets more frequently. The company is building an orbital launch pad, which will be the tallest building in the region. Musk envisions Starbase, Texas, as a much larger company town to support his projects, with more workers, more housing, more traffic, more visitors. Texas is strongly identified with the space program. It only got one piece of the pie when NASA doled out patronage in its early years. The Manned Spacecraft Center in Houston, now the Johnson Space Center. Alabama designed the rockets, Louisiana built them, and Florida launched them. SpaceX, on the other hand, tests its engines in McGregor near Waco and assembles and launches rockets in Boca Chica. And someday, perhaps, astronauts launched from South Texas will take orders from Houston again. There's also Blue Origin, a lagging competitor of SpaceX owned by Amazon magnate Jeff Bezos, which is testing rockets near Van Horn, 120 miles east of El Paso. After a decade of doldrums following the end of the space shuttle program, Texas is back in the business of space. The economic benefits of SpaceX making Boca Chica its home are apparent. Josh Mejia, the executive director of the Brownsville Community Investment Corporation, says the economic benefits of SpaceX have helped insulate the city from the COVID-19 related recession. SpaceX Tourism. SpaceX is also bringing tourists to the region, a region where tourism has never been an economic draw. Frank Gugliuzzi of Canada and Nui Bugman of Switzerland met recently by chance at the construction site of Tesla's new Gigafactory outside Austin. Bugman is quiet and pensive, Gugliuzzi giddy with excitement. Having bonded over enthusiasm for Musk and his products, they decided to caravan together to Boca Chica. One thing is for sure, Musk has pinned Boca Chica for his base of operations for SpaceX, so you can expect a lot of changes in that sleepy town as time goes by. Thank you for checking out our video. Drop us a comment below and let us know your thoughts. And don't forget to like, subscribe to our channel, and ring the notification bell.